Hey YouTube, this is Justin with Alternative Drummer. Today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new Titan 50 electronic drum kit. This is a brand new offering from Simmons drums, and I'm super excited about this thing. They did send it to me for free, but I'm still going to give you my honest opinion of it. I've actually had it for about a month already. They sent me a pre-release drum set, but when this thing does come out, which is going to be pretty soon, and by the time you see this video, it should already be out, it's going to be selling for only $449 for the base package, which is a kick drum, snare drum, 3 toms, hi-hat, crash and ride cymbal, and then you can also purchase an add-on pack, which is an extra tom and an extra crash for an additional 79 bucks. So basically that puts this drum kit in direct competition with the Alesis Nitro Mesh. And I think they're making a very, very compelling argument as to why you should purchase this one over the Alesis Nitro Mesh. So continue to watch to see why. Before we continue with this video though, be sure to subscribe and click that bell icon so you get notified every time I upload new stuff. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started.
Alright, so here's what the box looks like when you get it. The add-on pack comes in a separate box because they are sold separately, as I mentioned. It's somewhat heavy, not the heaviest thing I've ever lifted, but definitely get some help if you're lifting it up some stairs. Alright, once you get inside the box, everything is clearly labeled, and you'll just have to take everything out and start unboxing everything, and setup is fairly simple. Let me show you what the rack looks like once you take it out. The rack is pretty much put together when you take it out of the box. The SD1250 was like this as well, and this just saves you a lot of time when you're setting this thing up. The basic setup comes with a kick drum, snare drum, 3 toms, hi-hat, crash, and ride cymbal, as well as the module, hi-hat controller, and a kick drum pedal. As you can see here, the kick drum tower is pretty nice, and it's specifically designed to accommodate a double bass drum pedal. The kick drum pedal that it comes with is actually pretty decent as well, even though it is a single pedal, and it comes with a standard plastic beater. I think it looks pretty cool too. The feel of the pad is decent, even though it's a bit hard, but it triggers very accurately. The hi-hat pedal controller is a variable controller, as in you get more than just close and open. You get in-between sounds as well, and it feels quite nice, and you also get a splash function. The toms are all 8-inch single zone, and the snare drum is a 10-inch dual zone snare. The tom inputs, however, are dual zone compatible. The 10-inch dual zone snare drum is a really great selling point for this kit. It feels good and it triggers excellently. The snare drum as well as the toms are all side positioned sensors. This means you really don't get any hot spotting while you're playing the drums. They feel really good, and I haven't had any problems with triggering whatsoever. The cymbals are all single zone, but you do get chokes on the crashes, and they feel fairly decent, but if I were going to give one thing the weakest rating of this entire kit, it is the cymbals, given that they are all single zone 10-inch cymbals. However, this is pretty much the same as the Alesis Nitro and Surge kits. One of the most impressive things to me about this kit is its drum module. The Titan 50 drum module features wireless Bluetooth MIDI connection as well as audio connections. It has USB MIDI and audio. Now this means you can plug this directly into your DAW and it can work as your audio interface. This is very useful. I also love the fact that it has built-in effects such as reverb and compression. The Bluetooth audio and MIDI is also very nice because you can connect your smartphone and listen to songs that you want to play to, as well as connect to your iPad through the wireless MIDI function and control apps like GarageBand and other programs. Basically, they thought of every way that you would want to connect with this thing and provided it in this drum module. There are 187 internal sounds, as well as 25 preset kits and 10 user slots for saving your own kits. Editing the module is actually very easy and intuitive. The reverb, compressor, and delay effects are all very cool and sound great. You can also edit pitch and decay settings and easily create your own custom kits and save them to the user slots. In addition to all the wireless connections, you have all of your standard wired connections as well, such as headphones on the side. On the back, you have your aux input plus your Crash 2 and Tom 4 inputs, and then on the other side, you have your left and right stereo outputs. Also, take note of the height of the rims on the drums. They're not unusually high like the Alesis Nitro Mesh. This was one of the biggest complaints I heard about that kit. These are, how rims should be. The pads are all 2-ply mesh heads, and you can see here how it plugs in to the bottom, as well as some of the cable management things that is provided with the kit. The module also features some built-in songs. Now, the songs are definitely better than the ones that came in the SD1250. However, there's still only 3 of them, so you really don't have that many to play to. Although they are fun to play to. That opening track you heard in the video was one of the built-in songs. You can also use something called practice mode in the song section, which allows basically you to play along, and then it tracks your playing via this little practice mode indicator here that lights up and tells you if you're either early or late. It seems to do a pretty good job too. There's also, of course, a metronome that allows you to adjust the time signature as well as the tempo. Here I just wanted to show you the sound of the kit while it's not plugged into anything, and basically what your neighbors will hear. I do have my kick drum pedal up on a silent riser that I built myself. I have a few videos on my channel about how to do that, but it's fairly quiet. The pads are definitely quiet. The bass drum pad is probably the loudest part, but it's still pretty quiet given what it is.
All right, a couple more things I just wanted to touch on here before we end the video. Number one, just some thoughts I have about the drum set as a whole. The compressor effect is really nice. Some of the presets for the compressor I'm not crazy about, and I would probably never use, like the ones that are like really extreme. But I know some people probably like that too, so it's cool that they put them in there. And plus you do have manual control over the compressor, so that is really nice. Now, one thing to take note of is you may have to do a firmware update when you first get the kit to fix the Bluetooth audio. Now, what happened with mine when I first got it, the Bluetooth audio was actually running through the compressor effect, which made it sound really, really strange. But they were able to fix that right away with a firmware update, so I just went ahead and downloaded and installed that, and that took care of it. Now, I'm not sure. They may be sending out these kits with that update already installed, because I got a pre-release of the drum set before I was even released. So you may not have to worry about that. But check that out, check your Bluetooth, and if you do, all you have to do is update the firmware. Simmons is also talking about releasing a new app for this drum set, which isn't out yet at the time of this video, but once it comes out, I will give you a full review of that app as well. Hopefully the app will allow you to back up your kits and basically share them online. I think that would be really cool. I would love to make some kits with this thing and then share them and have you guys be able to download them and install them on the app. But I'm still not sure that that's going to happen or not. Hopefully it does. The internal sounds are mostly good. There's a couple of useless sets in there. I think that like Metal Star one is like, I don't know why anybody would ever use that. Maybe I'm wrong, but to me it's just a little bit silly. I love the vintage sounds, like the vintage Simmons sounds. I really like making my own kits using a combination of the electronic sounds and the acoustic sounds that are available in the kit. I think the cymbals sound good, though they have a little bit of a lo-fi quality to them a bit at times, but it doesn't bother me. I think they sound, really good for what they are. But I love the simplicity of this module and the power. It has this nice balance of being simple and powerful, which is really cool. It would be really cool to see Simmons release a flagship version of the Titan, kind of like the SD1250, but with an upgraded Titan module that had like multiple outputs. I don't think they should change it too much though. Maybe just some more sounds, multiple outputs, keep all the features that it has already. I know Justin from 65 Drums liked the color screen on the SD1250. Personally, I don't care about color screens. It makes no difference to me. As long as I can read it and it's clear, then I'm happy with it. I actually think this screen is better than the SD1250, even though this is just a little monochrome screen. The text is big and bright and it's easy to read. On the SD1250, everything's kind of small and you have these little pictures. I really don't care about pictures of drums on my module. It makes no difference to me whatsoever. I just want it to sound good and I want to be able to read it. Now, as far as upgrades go, you actually can upgrade this kit quite a bit if you wanted to. As I mentioned before, the toms are actually all dual zone compatible, even though it comes with single zone toms, but it even says right in the manual, as well as there's a setting within the module where you can either switch that to being dual zone or 2 toms, as in you can split the one cable and plug in 2 toms. So you could potentially upgrade this set to have 8 rack toms if you wanted to, which is kind of insane given it's only a $400 drum set. For cymbals, don't expect to be able to upgrade zones. You're not going to get more zones out of the cymbals that the module will let you play. However, you could add bigger cymbals. I have a few rolling cymbals I'm probably going to put on here, maybe a lemon or 2. I want to upgrade my ride cymbal. I don't mind the hi-hat being a 10-inch. That doesn't bother me. And the crashes don't even really bother me that much. The ride, though, I probably will put a 12-inch roll and ride on there that I have that I'm not using, just to give myself a little bit of a bigger playing surface and a little bit of a softer one too. These cymbals are a bit stiff. I don't really like the cymbal rotation stoppers. I mentioned that earlier. They're just too hard to tighten on there, but once you do get them tightened, they're good. I like the fact that the rack is lightweight but solid. It has this cool squared post design, so it's literally impossible for these toms to go out of position because of that rack design, which I think that's really nice. And lastly, I forgot to mention the bass drum pad is not sliding for me at all. I just have it on this homemade noise eater riser that I put it on, and it's not sliding whatsoever. So overall, I give the Titan 50 2 big thumbs up. I think this is probably the nicest entry-level electronic drum set I've ever played. So anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Click the bell icon so you get notified every time I upload new content, and I'll see you all really soon. Have a great day.